In this installment, we're going to be going over the Week 7, the late slate we got going on for Sunday. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to bring you the winning ingredients for our Week 7 late slate we got going on. Guys, remember, if you want to tune in to the early slate, I'm going to leave the link to that video down below. All right, so let's get into it here. Week 7, the late slate. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetsJetsD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91. And don't forget about that Patreon. Right now at the home of the YouTube page here, 10.3 thousand subscribers. This is the road to 20K, and we're well on our way because you guys are showing up each and every single day. If you already subscribed, continue to like and comment. That helps the YouTube algorithm so you can grow to a much broader audience. All right, now for Friday's plays here, absolutely solid night that we had on Friday. I'll show you the parlay that we had right there, but the main plays, we had Mariners on the money line. We had the Brewers. That was the only loss of the night, and then we finished things off with the under in Louisville, Miami. Louisville to cover the 14.5, Utah money line, and Minnesota plus 7.5 as well. I also had Minnesota on the money line that I gave out to the Patreon, and this was the main community parlay, plus 327, under 55, Minnesota plus 10.5, and Utah State on the money line here, 30 for 128. So it was a solid win for the patrons there. You guys are missing out on a lot. Sign up, click on that link provided down below. Like I said, I'm going to be providing the Super Bowl future on Monday. So if you want to get in now before it's going, and get in on the Sunday plays as well, click on that link provided down below. You're going to get full access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes off 24/7. First game up here in SoFi Stadium, we have the LA Chargers 4-2 going up against the red hot Indianapolis Colts 5-1. This is a premium matchup here between Daniel Jones and Justin Herbert. Looking at the odds, Chargers minus 125 as home favorites, with the comeback of the Colts at a plus 105. Point spread at a 1.5. Total points at 48.5. Looking at the public bet percentage here, kicking things off with that money line, we have 59% of the bets, 57% of the money on the Colts here as the underdog. For the point spread, 82% of the bets, 88% of the money on the Colts as well to cover that point spread. So we have a public underdog. That is a public underdog, guys. So that is a spot you got to watch out for. Total points at 59% of the bets towards the under, 50% of the money towards the over 48.5. This game could be a shootout. We will see. Two high octane offenses here. For the injury report, Joe Alt is doubtful in this game. Their top tier tackle. He's been out for a little bit, trying to come back. Troy Dye, their linebacker, is going to be most likely out. Three straight DNPs. That is not good. We have Elijah Molden, cornerback, 3 straight DNPs. That is not good. And then Trey Pipkins, their guard/tackle, 3 straight DNPs. That is not good. So definitely watch out on news for those 2 players there. Just in case, if they're going to be able to give it a go, we'll find out Sunday morning. All right, for the Colts, we have a couple outs here. They're really hurting at that wide receiver position. Josh Downs is going to be out. Their slot wide receiver. Ashton Doolin is going to be out. Their third or fourth wide receiver here. Adonai Mitchell is going to have to step up for this team here at the wide receiver position. Tyler Goodson, their backup, third string running back, and he's going to be out. Travarius Ward had a weird injury last week, and he's going to be out of this one with that concussion. Positive new Alec Pierce, it looks like he's going to be back. And they get Kenny Moore back, their slot corner, who missed last week. All right, so with Josh Downs being out here, that's going to give a boost to their rookie tight end Tyler Warren, who leads the team in receiving yards, 370 receiving yards. Tyler Warren, Josh Downs had a solid week last week, but taking up that middle, that's where Tyler Warren likes to live, and he's gonna be freed up here. The Chargers are allowing the third most receiving touchdowns to tight ends. All right, so definitely a good spot for Tyler Warren. Let's look at some of the other defensive stats here. Colts have been vulnerable against the pass, and the Chargers have been a little bit vulnerable against the run. All right, so Jonathan Taylor's in a good spot, and then you have Justin Herbert in a good spot. What is going to cancel each other out? Who's going to step up is going to be the real key here. And I told you about that public dog that is very, very a spot that you like to avoid. The Chargers in this one, going off their last couple games, struggled and lost against the Giants and Washington, both NFC East opponents. Bounced back against Miami. They had a bigger lead than what you see right here, but remember, Miami at home is tough. They usually play well, and then the Chargers went in and showed their strength there and got that win, a solid win there. Colts been red hot. They had a little hiccup against the Rams and then back-to-back wins against the Raiders and the Cardinals. I think the spot here is going to favor the Chargers at home. All right. We love to avoid that home, that public dog. And I think that the right team is favored here in the Chargers. So I'm going to be going with the Chargers here on the money line at that very nice short number at -125. Secondary play will be over 48.5. In AT&T Stadium here, we have a premium matchup in the NFC East. Dallas Cowboys 2-3-1. Going to be the Washington Commanders 3-3. Looking at the current odds for this one, Dallas Cowboys home favorites -125. With the comeback of the Commanders at a +105. Point spread at a 1.5. Total points at 54.5. Huge total in this one. Looking at the public bet percentage here, we have 50% of the bets, 62% of the money here coming in on Dallas. Sharps are coming in on Dallas here at home in division matchup. 62% of the bets, 75% of the money coming in on Dallas to cover. And then for the total points, 65% of the bets, 51% of the money coming in on the under 54.5. All right, so definitely could see a shootout here. These are the type of teams that have been struggling defensively. But looking at the injury report here, big news on the Commander side is all the injuries at the wide receiver position. No Terry McLaurin, no Deebo Samuel. So Luke McCaffrey is going to be the number one wide receiver here. Obviously, Zach Ertz is going to have to step up. Those are going to be the two main injuries there with McLaurin and Deebo out. Durance, Armstrong DN is trending towards being out as well, and we're waiting on news about Ali Cajo, their linebacker, with an illness. All right, for the Dallas Cowboys here, guard Trevor Keegan, we're waiting on news for him. Definitely we'll find out on Sunday morning. He's the only one that's really questionable here. And then you got positive news with CeeDee Lamb. He will play in this game. All right, so they get their number one wide receiver back. That's a huge positive note for the Cowboys. Now, the Commanders, with all the injuries to the wide receiver core, it really didn't matter for Jaden Daniels. That's how talented he is. They have great talent at the running back position with Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, and they use two other guys as well. But receiving wise, Chris Moore stepped up, got a touchdown. Zach Ertz stepped up, got a touchdown. Like Luke McCaffrey stepped up, got a touchdown. And Jalen Lane, the rookie, has been coming on strong. He had a really good preseason. I expect him to make some big splash plays here. He's been playing way better than Noah Brown, despite the fact that Noah Brown is out. Jalen Lane has been playing above and beyond Noah Brown so far this year. Noah Brown has been dropping a lot of footballs this year, and Jalen Lane's going to come up and make some explosive plays. They use him on special teams as well. Okay. So I think the Commanders here offensively are fine. You got your main leader here in Jaden Daniels. He makes the most out of every situation, and I like what I see out of him. All right, so I'm not too concerned offensively. Cowboys here, obviously they get CeeDee Lamb back, but the Cowboys, the offense isn't the problem, okay? The defense is the major problem, all right? Washington can at least be competitive defensively. When it comes to the Dallas Cowboys, they're egregious. 32nd in passing, 29th against rushing, and 32nd overall. They're allowing over 400 yards per game, okay? And 30 total yards per game. So this is a perfect spot for Jaden Daniels to pick apart this defense. And that's where I really lean here. I think despite the fact they want to get you with all the injuries at wide receivers, but that really doesn't matter when you're talking about Jaden Daniels. We saw the production from the no-name guys last week. You don't think Jaden Daniels can do it again? Has Jaden Daniels done enough to prove to you what he's capable of? And this is a perfect spot for him to pick apart this Dallas Cowboys defense. I think Dak can be competitive. Obviously, he put up some points, but I think the offense falters, and this is a one-dimensional team here because I don't believe that the Cowboys can stop the Washington Commanders. I believe the Commanders can at least come up with some stops against the Cowboys on the other end, force Dak Prescott into some situations here to make mistakes, and I think the value is on the underdog here. All right, so give me the Commanders on the money line plus 1.5. Plus 105 on the money line. And for the total, I'm going to lean towards the under. I think Commanders take control of this. They're going to be able to run the ball, and I think they're going to be able to make stops as well. So give me under 54.5 as the secondary play. Main play, Commanders money line. In Mile High Stadium here, Denver Broncos 4-2 going up against the New York Giants 2-4. Looking at the current odds for this one here, Denver Broncos big home favorites minus 425. Giants on the comeback at a plus 320. Total, point spread at 7.5. Total points at 40.5 in this game here. Giants and Broncos. Giants coming off some solid wins here against the Eagles and beating the Chargers 2 out of the last 3 games. They had that one hiccup against the Saints. All right, now public bet percentage here before we go to the injury report. 81% of the bets, 61% of the money on Denver. For the point spread, 73% of the bets, 72% of the money coming in on Giants plus 7.5. And for the total, 50% of the bets coming in on the over, 52% of the money coming in on the under. All right, in this spot here, obviously Giants in Mile High Stadium, that altitude. That's why people are more on the under, but it's not. It's like right down the middle, split down the middle on that decision there. For the injury report, we got a couple outs here for the Giants. Linebackers, Swazi Bozeman out. Flanagan Fowles out. John Michael Smith, center, out. Darius Slayton out for 2 weeks in a row. Their wide receiver, Chauncey Golston, out. Their D lineman. All right, so a couple issues there for the Giants. As long as the main guys are fine, Sexy Dexy, Abdul Carter, Kayvon Thibodeau, Brian Burns, this team is still fine here. And the cornerbacks have been looking a little bit better for the Giants. Denver Broncos, Nick Benito's fine. We got a Jonah Ellis, he's going to be out there, linebacker. And then Dre Greenlaw looks like he's going to be able to play for the first time this year. All right, so they get some, they bolster that linebacker core in this one. All right, now I expect a spirited effort yet again from the Giants. I get it. This is a team here in the Denver Broncos that are stout defensively, 3rd and 6th against passing and rushing yards allowed per game. This is a really tough team to play. We saw it against the Eagles, against the Cincinnati Bengals, but really against the Jets, for some reason, they allowed them to stay in the game. They had opportunities. If Justin Fields wasn't so afraid, this could have been an easy win for the Jets in London, but it stayed close, and mishaps happened, and missed decisions here by Aaron Glenn allowed the Denver Broncos to get that win. All right, now, with Brian Daboll, creativity-wise, the way he's running this offense and utilizing Jackson Dart, he's a dual threat now, utilizing his legs. I think he'll still be able to create, and there's no one you can really key in on, especially Pat Surtain, on this offense that he needs to shut out. It's going to be a wide open book here for Jackson Dart to create, to get the ball to his playmakers, and I think that this is going to be a little more of a back and forth type of environment, exciting game. I don't expect this to be a defensive under type game. I think the Giants will be able to put up points and make this closer than what you expect. All right, so Top play here in this game here, give me the plus 7.5 as the main play for the Giants. Secondary play, give me the over 40.5. I like points to be scored in this game. I think this is going to be a fun game. Jackson Dart is creative and can move with his legs. Same thing with Bo Nix. He's creative, can move with his legs. I think we got a nice matchup between these two quarterbacks here. Main play, Giants plus 7.5. Secondary play, over 40.5 in the total. In State Farm Stadium here, we have the Arizona Cardinals 2-4 going to be against the Green Bay Packers 3-1-1. Looking at the current odds for this one here, Packers road favorites minus 375 with the comeback of the Cardinals at a plus 300. Spread at 7. Total at 44.5. For the public bet percentage here, 94% of the bets, 96% of the money all over Green Bay. For the point spread, 60% of the bets, 62% of the money on Green Bay to cover. And for the total, 55% of the bets, 57% of the money on the over 44.5 on the total. All right, now looking at the injury report here for these two teams, we have a couple outs here for the Packers. Lucas Van Ness, he's going to be out. That's a big loss. Christian Watson out. He's trending towards playing soon, coming back from his injury. And then Devontae Wyatt, D lineman here, is going to be out. So they're missing 2 D linemen here for the Green Bay Packers. For the Arizona Cardinals side, no Emari Demercado, so they're going to be using their casting characters of running backs, Michael Carter, Bam Knight as well. Walter Nolan, he's out. Kyler Murray is out as well, so you're missing your leader. And the guy that's going to be running the show here at quarterback will be Jacoby Brissett. All right, your consummate professional here. Could come in and manage the football game. He played solidly last week. I'm not really expecting that from him each and every week. And he did good. He did good against the Colts. That was his former team. If you do not remember, he used to play with the Indianapolis coach, Jacoby Brissett. Now, this is a different monster here when we're talking about Green Bay. Green Bay bounced back against Cincinnati after 2 embarrassing performances, losing to Cleveland and then a tie against Dallas. They showed up at home in Lambeau and handled business against the Bengals. And now there's still a very good defense. They're stopping the run, which is good. And that's going to create a one-dimensional offense here for the Cardinals. All right. If they can't get Bam Knight going, Michael Carter going, then that leaves Jacoby Brissett as a sitting duck in that backfield, forcing to throw the ball. You got Micah Parsons coming and their pass rushers as well to get to him. All right. Now, they're solid against the pass, and they're really elite against the rush, and that's what we're going to be leaning on here with the Green Bay Packers, stopping the run of Cardinals. Now, the Cardinals are going to be forced to pass the football, and the secondary of Green Bay is pretty solid. And if you're looking at it in the avenue on the other end, you can see Green Bay really expose the secondary. And it's been all season long where how bad this Cardinals secondary has been. 27th in the league so far this year. They've had some injuries, but still, despite that, they've been giving up a lot of points defensively. 31, 22, 23, and 22 against Carolina. So they're giving up over 20 points per game. I can see a get right spot here for Jordan Love. Last past couple of weeks has been very heavily on the side of Josh Jacobs. I can see Jordan Love opening things up against this secondary here. All right, so I feel comfortable with the Green Bay Packers on the money line. Main play will be Packers -7, and for the total here, I'm going to go under 44.5. I don't expect Jacoby Brissett to have that explosive game like he did last week. I think it's going to come and rear its ugly head in this one, going up against the Green Bay Packers pass rush. So we're going to go with that under 44.5 as the secondary play. Last but not least here, we have the San Francisco 49ers 4-2 going against the Atlanta Falcons here 3-2 in Levi Stadium. Looking at the current odds for this one here, -125 for the 49ers with the comeback of the Falcons at a +105. Point spread at a 1.5. Total points at 47.5 in the total. All right, very fun matchup here. Two teams that Falcons especially coming off a big win. San Francisco trying to get healthy. We got some positive news coming back on some guys, and that's why we're excited about the 49ers. For the public bet percentage, 58% of the bets coming in on San Francisco, 64% of the money coming in on Atlanta. All right, flip-flop here, split down the middle between the public and the pros. For the point spread, 74% of the bets, 86% of the money on the side of Atlanta. This is looking like a public underdog here. All right, for the points, 67% of the bets, 59% of the money towards the under 47.5 in the total. All right, now looking at the injury report, Falcons, edge rusher Jalen Walker, the rookie stud, he's out. That's going to be a big loss there. Clark Phillips, cornerback, he's out. Billy Bowman Jr., he's going to be out, another DB. So 2 DBs, your main rookie pass rusher are all out. Ray McLeod is out, and Jordan Fuller's secondary is out. So they're missing a lot of guys here. For the San Francisco 49ers, no Ricky Pearsall, no Brock Purdy. Mac Jones is going to be starting yet again, and he's been solid. Jawan Jennings will play in this game as well. And Etor Gross-Matos is trending towards being out. And obviously Fred Warner is out for the year. Okay, he had that horrific injury last week. And Trent Williams was resting. He's going to be able to play in this game. All right, now the positive news is that George Kittle will play in this game. He's back, and that's going to be a big boost here for the 49ers. Him, Christian McCaffrey. Now you got a 1-2 punch. Now also to go with Kendrick Bourne, who's been solid, with Mac Jones throwing him the football. And this is a little bit more of a dangerous team here. Now, the strength of Atlanta was the defense, and now we're missing some key components after that Bills game, which was a big. This is a letdown spot. All right, they were geared up, home game against Buffalo, highly motivated. You got to get this win here. It means a lot for Atlanta to knock off the Bills, and they did it. They did it, won by 10. A little bit of a short week here, coming from Monday to Sunday, and now you got to go up against the 49ers here, who are tough, rough, and rugged, and I think Shanahan is going to come up with a scheme here to go up against the Falcons to create opportunities for George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, and Kendrick Bourne. All right, so ultimately here, I like the side of the 49ers. I think the right team is favored here. Give me 49ers on the money line. For the total here, I'm going to go under 47.5 in the total. In this one, I think the 49ers defense is going to show up a little bit. Michael Penix, we'll see if he's going to be able to be efficient. He's usually up and down and does have some struggles on the road. I would trust him more in a home game. But this one here, give me the under 47.5 as a secondary play. Main play, 49ers on the money line. All right, so that's going to be our breakdown for the Week 7, a late slate. Let me know in that comment section down below if you agree or disagree. We could definitely debate about that. So let me know in the comment section down below. Also, get signed up for the Patreon. Click on that link provided down below. You're going to get full access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes off 24/7. This is your boy Chef D. I'll be back very soon, and peace out. And remember, I'll be leaving the link to the early slate video down there as well. If you happen to see this one first, and you go back. All right.